welcome back to Cross Stitch the Globe. I'm Stephanie.
I'm Allison.
And this is a channel about cross stitch, and this is a very exciting day. We are recording our Whip Parade.
Yeah.
We're recording it a few days early, which is gonna give me some time to hopefully do some updated graphics, which I'm really excited about. We are gonna split it into two. So if you are seeing this because you already saw the second half, well, you know things we don't, so congratulations. We have 3 kinds of videos on our channel. This is a Flosstube Extra, which means it's a deep dive into some individual topic, but whip parades are like things that happen on almost every Flosstube channel. They're
very popular.
What a whip parade is when you take out every project that you consider as a whip in your life.
So a work in progress. So if you've touched it at all, this is something you're planning on finishing.
Yes.
This is a whip.
So if you started it in 2015, but you still think one day you'll finish it, you pull it out and you show it. And
exactly.
the fun for the viewers is they see patterns that maybe they don't see, and you get to see stitching, and you get to see like what a person's like whole aesthetic and vibe is.
Yeah.
So they're really fun. And if you like what we are stitching and you're not subscribed, we'd love if you subscribed. The only whips I didn't bring were a couple models that I'm working on that aren't released yet, and one I did UFO or decide that one object is not going to be finished, unfinished object, which is so other than that, I even brought my restarts.
Okay.
That aren't restarted yet, but at least to show like what I'm thinking about.
I will share my restart, but no plans to start it anytime soon.
The other kind of videos we have on our channel is, so this is going to be out on a Monday. Every other Monday we do an extra, and then in between we do our regular Flosstube episodes. If you're finding us, and for some reason you've never seen a Flosstube episode, it is a very deep dive into our personal stitching, things we are stitching, things we are gonna be stitching, things we have bought to be stitching, things we have learned from stitching. So
the projects you see today, Sunday, or we film on Sunday. Monday, you get to see the progress and which ones we picked that week and how far we've gone. And
themes that we're working on, start-alongs and stitch-alongs that we're doing with people. So those are super fun and addictive. And we watch a lot of really great Flosstube channels. We try to mention and share a lot.
It's a great way to get more community involvement. It's a fun.
Yeah, they're really fun.
Yeah.
And then on Thursdays, we put out very short beginner tutorials. They're mostly for people that buy patterns from our Etsy shop, because eventually I want to have like a library of, if you bought a pattern but you don't know how to cross stitch, like here's how to do it. So we're just doing like little individual topics. So those come out on Thursdays. If you are not a beginner stitcher and you want to watch those, we love when people who are stitchers already leave really helpful comments and add extras. So
absolutely, we love that.
Yeah. So even if you're not like, people will watch and be like, well, I know what DMC is, but I'm still going to watch this video and then add some extra stuff, which we really appreciate.
Yeah.
All right. So for today's whip parade, because we're splitting it up into 2, and I have 44 whips and you have 18, Allison's going to share 1 whip, and then I'm going to share 2, and occasionally I will share 3. And that way it won't just be me talking at the end, because people
could have you talk for 2 hours.
Like to tell me. I can, and obviously because I do like our intros and stuff, like I end up talking a greater percentage.
You're very natural at it.
But people will say like, Allison needs to talk more. So I'm not trying to she chooses not to start as many things as me, so she doesn't have as many things to share. Yeah. But so it'll be 1 to 2.
Yeah.
Because of the number of whips that I have.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready to dive in?
I think so.
Okay.
Am I going first?
Yeah. I'm just trying to think, is there anything?
I'm also showing the bag.
We will show the bags.
That we keep it in.
And we'll show the pattern and the pattern names, everything that we mention, every pattern, every Flosstube, any like shop that we mention will probably be listed in the description. If I run into like a character max, because there'll obviously be more patterns than normal, then and I left something out that you thought like, oh, I really cared about that one thing, feel free to ask that in the comments and I'll answer.
Or DM us.
Yeah.
We're good with that.
And we already shared our Instagram, but here are our Instagrams.
Yeah.
Again, if you want to follow us and follow along on the progress. All right. Okay. What's your first whip? Okay.
These are not in chronological order or in any type of order. These are how I ironed them.
And Allison irons our whips for our regular Flosstube episodes, but we realized there was too many this week, and so I had to iron all 44 of my whips last night by myself, and that was, I have much more appreciation for what you do every Sunday now. Because I edit, and Allison irons.
Yeah. And I like the situation.
It's a pretty good balance, but I was like, oh, this is hard, like, not harder, but like, more tedious than
time consuming.
Yeah, it is. It does take time.
It's time. I get why people are like, why are you doing that?
We just like it.
It's just fun.
You don't need to iron your whips to have a whip parade. We just
Absolutely
like it. We just started doing it. Allison started doing it, and we just got addicted to how like they look.
Yeah.
So. All right.
And I like it after. I like doing them when they're like the first time to do it after it's ironed.
I mean, it's so much more fun to look at your whip like this than to look at it as a wrinkled mess.
It feels more real. Like, this is going to be a picture.
It's going to be on the wall one day.
Yes. Okay, so this is my first whip. This is, and I'm going to get names of things not correct because it's been a long time.
The graphic that I put up will have the correct pattern name and the correct designer name, but I'm not going to list fabrics.
Okay.
But if you care about a fabric and we don't say it, you can ask.
Just ask, yeah. I know this is, the pattern is by Little Stitcher. Sorry, it's got my hair. Usually it's cat hair, but that's mine. This is by Little Stitcher, and it's called Cinderella, I believe. And I stitched it on 18 count Rustico Ada that I love stitching on.
I love Rustico Ada.
I love stitching
I don't like Ada for the most part. I love a Rustico Ada.
Oh my gosh. The texture is like very satisfying. I don't have much to say about it because you can see I didn't get very far yet. But I'm having a lot of fun stitching it.
It's beautiful.
And it is, if you have seen some things I've done before, you know I am a Cinderella fan. So, this is one of many.
She could go by Cinderella Stitcher on Instagram and people would be like, yep, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And what bag does this live in?
Okay. And
we're going to show bags because we also are putting things away as we go.
Because this is going to be a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, this is so special to me because this bag was a gift. It was made by my good friend Fanny. She and her friend Marion have their own floss tube. It's called the Soul Stitchers. And Fanny is cross stitch couture. I can't say that word. Cross stitch couture. So if you
on Instagram.
On Instagram. But if you haven't seen their floss tube, they're really good. So
and they
go check it out.
Yeah, they're French, so they have
but it's in English.
It's in English. They use a lot of the same designers we do, but they also have some like local French designers that they know that are not as big in our world, and so it's always fun to see and learn about what they're doing.
Absolutely. It's fascinating. All right. Let's go. Yay!
So I don't have my moves in any order except that I put the 4 things I'm working on over the next week up top so that I would show them in the first half of the video so that the next time I show them on a floss tube and then the second half comes out, it won't be like they go backwards, which is so stupid and not something that anybody else would care about or even notice, but it's like it mattered to me. So the only order I have is that the top 4 are things you've probably seen recently because they are things I'm going to be working on a lot lately.
Yeah.
So this is Moonglow by Nora Corbett. I started this as part of the Moonglow Magic Sal with Elizabeth from Savory Stitches, Allie from Allie's Used Crafty, Katie the Peacock Stitcher, and then Addie from Addie's Cross and Quilts finished hers, which was amazing. If you are stitching Moonglow and you want to join that Sal, please do. I'm stitching it on 28 count Paranormal by Bestitch Me with all of the called for flosses, which are a mix of Karen Water Lilies, DMC. I don't remember if it has Kreinig. I don't think so. I think it's just DMC and Water Lilies, and then it has some beading at the end, which I will eventually get to. My whip, I have my bags in order so that I don't get, they don't get lost. Okay. It lives in this Jasmine's custom bag by Jen, who is fabulous. And I maybe placed a 40th birthday present order for some summer and Secret Garden themed bags for my birthday starts.
That's awesome.
Well,
ooh.
I sent her the fabric and stuff. She hasn't gotten, I told her my timeline. She hasn't gotten back to say like, I can definitely do it, but we'll see if there are more, but she makes the best bags.
Yeah.
I mean, every bag we're going to show are great. What I like about these particularly is when I have a big project, they're fun. And also I feel like if I ever quit cross stitching, I would have a whole bunch of bags where I'd be like, what do I do with? But this, I would just,
a purse.
I would continue to use this in my life.
Put my laptop in it.
And I'm not embarrassed when I have it in public like other bags you'll see quickly. All right, this is Strawberry Fields Forever, which you guys have seen a lot recently because I'm working on this right now for the Strawberry Moon Sal, hosted by Marjorie Maid. This is going to come out a lot. It's also, I started it for the Fab 4 fan sal, which we are hosting with Julian Stitches. And then it's also for the BBD Magical Mystery Tour sal, hosted by Sarah Stitchy Spot and Peg, who's on Instagram. And for the Strawberry Moon sal, what I'm thinking is go in and fix, like the next thing I'm gonna do is instead of keeping going down here is I'm gonna go in and make sure these strawberries are there. So it's on 32 count. Vintage Porcelain by Lakeside Linen, which is a very cool baby pink. And it's showing up good, I think. If it reads a little white, it's pink. I think the color's right, but if you don't know the context, you won't get that that's what it is.
It's just slightly pink. It's very beautiful.
I'm stitching it with the Called for Gentle Arts. There's a couple other brands that I sub for Gentle Arts so that I could just have all Gentle Arts. And it lives in this strawberry bag by Kathy's Posies. And I'm stitching it with this.
Don't get it.
Dutch. Allison doesn't like that this is on there. It's
vintage, so that is vintage. So somebody else's cross stitch sweat.
I don't want to take it off when it works perfectly right now.
Okay. I might wrap something around it, but whatever.
Well, no, because if I could wrap something on the outside, but I couldn't wrap something on the inside, it would change the tip. No, because then it wouldn't fit. Okay. But with this vintage Duchess hoop, I do like a lot of vintage hoops. I'll probably share some of them today. I probably won't share all of them as I go. Let me go ahead and do 3 right now so I remember that we're doing 3 every once in a while.
Yeah.
And this is...
I love this one.
So Moonglow and Coffee and Eggs are both out right now because I have like Whipco calls that I am behind on to do. So she's going to get a lot of stitches in the next month. This is Coffee and Eggs by the Artsy Housewife. I love the Artsy Housewife. And if you watch all of this Whip Parade, both parts, you might notice that there's like a lot of Artsy Housewife whips. And I'm also joining Jen's Fiber Web and Mega Stitches Artsy Housewife Giant Butterflies House Sal that's starting on June 30th. That is the freebie if you want to join.
Have I seen that one?
I love it. It's free. It's on her Patreon, but it's free for anyone to download. I'm not a member of her Patreon because I have so many of her charts kitted up. I like can't justify. But
not one more.
This piece is the piece where if this pattern was out of print, I would still like it would be my unicorn if it had been out of print. This is probably a top 5 pattern for me of every pattern I've ever seen. I love her so much. I cannot wait until she's done, but I'm also not trying to rush through it.
Yeah.
I want her in my kitchen, and also I love her as a whip. Like
I distinctly remember you saying, "I want this to be my whole personality." You were just like, "This is it."
Yeah.
And it is gorgeous.
And it is my whole personality. And I have accomplished. I started drinking coffee just because. No, I'm just kidding. I only drink Diet Coke, and I mean only. Coffee. So if you watched our process versus project stitcher extra, we talked a lot about like Allison's a project stitcher. She wants it on the wall. I'm a process stitcher. I both want this one on my wall, but also I never want her to be done. It's a very hard thing. But she lives in this Carrie Sews free bag. I think this fabric was by the Paper Rifle Company.
I think I remember.
I love Carrie. You're gonna see a lot of Carrie Sews free bags, a lot of Jen's custom bags. I love.
Very cute.
I love. Okay.
Very cute. Okay.
Next whip.
All right. My next whip is, I have a lot of Christmas. So,
you're going to see a lot of Christmas.
You're right. Okay. So this is, I'm not counting it as 2 whips, but they're individually. So this one's done. This is an ornament by itself. But here's my whip. And guess what?
Is this your third whip?
That is a whip too. I was desperate for a new start. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start another one without...
I'm not going to do the bottom border here.
No. I needed a new start. That's how insane I am sometimes. But it scratched that itch.
Yeah.
I got to say.
Doing this scratched the itch doing this.
That I could have added it, but no.
Cross stitch is about how it makes you feel.
It does. So this is Satsuma Street, 12 Days of Christmas ornaments. And I'm not doing them in order. So I did the first one. Now I'm on 8. And I have no idea what that one was.
But you also did 6 on a different count.
I did. I have 6 on that. It turned out really big. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
Restarted
yet.
it.
Yeah.
Hello.
So now they're really tiny on this 20 count Ada. And I think it's just white, 20 count.
Look at that tiny little cow.
Isn't that cow cute?
Where does it live?
Okay, and this one, I don't know if you guys know this. I use these cheap little canvas bags, but to differentiate and for fun, I put a motif from whatever I'm working on the outside, and that way not only do I know just by seeing it what's inside, but then as I get more and more projects to use the bag, it'll be art in itself. So I cross stitched this little.
And we have a video that I like to called like how to cross stitch on canvas that goes over how she does this.
Yeah. So you'll see a lot of just plain bags, but with a little tiny motif on it.
I love it.
Thank you. All right, your turn.
Okay. So I showed this in our last floss too, but I'm a professional travel writer, and I convert my travel photos into patterns. And that is actually why I started cross stitching, was to do that, and then got like sucked in. But last week I released a pattern book called A Cross Stitch of Ice and Fire. That is 12 charts that are based on filming locations from the Game of Thrones TV show. And I have 7 filming locations represented. So I stitched a bunch of models, and Allison stitched a model for me, and Jen from Jen's Fiberweb stitched a model. But I had one model that I didn't get done, but I got it far enough along that I could release the pattern in the book, but I want to still finish the model. So I actually have stitched on this a little bit since you guys have seen it, but not in a very exciting place. Just it's in the top. But so this is on 16 count easy grid Aida, and the reason I'm like, the models that I'm going to show are models that either the pattern is released already, so like that's in that book, or there is one that I want to kind of talk through. But and then the one Allison is going to show that she's working on for me is one that I'm going to release the pattern probably before the video even comes out. But yeah, so this is the Azure window, and was in the backdrop of where Khal Drogo and Daenerys got married, and then the location collapsed into the sea, which they knew was going to happen and not caused by the show. So you can't visit there anymore, but it's in Malta. You can still go to the place, so there's other cool things there. But the window is gone. So I do really want this in my house. Like I want, like, it's like, okay, well I released it. Do I need to make a model? I would still really like this up in my house. And then also this fill-in is going to be great for like doing during the TV show. And then this,
oh yeah, because
yeah,
House of the Dragon.
Yeah, House of the Dragon starts next. Less than a week from when this comes out. So I'm very excited. Yeah. So I'll just be doing fill-in during the show and then stitching down here. Nice. And this whole project lives in this Carrie Sews For You Gnome Forest bag, which I love, but is harder to take out in public than some of the other ones.
Is that the one our sister was like?
Our other sister was like, what are you doing? With coming over every day with the Gnome Forest bag, because I was in the middle of like frantically model stitching. Yeah. And so I decided I'm just going to keep all my models in here. And so I have like
lots of Aida.
Yeah, lots of the, I used to do my models on 14 count white Aida, and then you started doing easy grid. And then I was like, you know what, actually I think on 16 count these would be even better. So yeah, just got a bunch. All right. My next one is Clandestine, however you want to pronounce it, by Long Duck Samplers. This is one of their like small charts that she calls peccadillos. And I'm stitching it on 28 count antique white by Zweigart with the floss. It's a highly variegated floss medley. So this is one color. This just has not gotten as much work as I expected to this year. I started stitching the Fab 4 fan style on Sundays because I love those patterns so much, and stitching Blackbird on Sundays feels right, even like in a non-religious way. They still feel like special. And I don't get a lot of stitching time because we film on Sundays, so I'm usually editing on Sundays. And so I might get only 200 stitches in that day. And so Frankie's like, let me cuddle you. Her Allison's cat. And also Sunday's not a great day to work on this because this is like, you need a lot of detail because it's symmetrical. So like if I make a mistake, it can really like become a problem. So when I'm already frazzled, it's not the best thing to work on. Whereas a lot of Blackbirds are very strange in the way that they're constructed in a good way, but it makes them asymmetrical and also makes like mistakes easier to just be like, So this hasn't gotten worked on at all this year. But Andy, the crow stitcher, they are hosting the Sal June Dog, #June Dog, which is start or work on any long dog whip. And this is not going to get much work during June Dog, but I feel like it'd be a good chance to just bring it out. Even if I just get the border, get a few more stitches in, because it's so beautiful.
It is beautiful. This, and I said this before, but this variegated floss is to die for. Like, it is the most beautiful.
And you can't get it anymore because it was like a one-off from Mo's sale.
Of course it was.
She might do it again, but right now it's like she doesn't have any more for sale. And she had some more for sale at the end of last year, and I didn't realize that's what it was. And I wish I'd bought another hank, but also I have a hank. But
this is also like you've seen the pattern. This is the perfect floss for this pattern.
And I really am like, if I stitch this whole thing in it, am I going to want to stitch a million other things in it? No. So it's fine that I can get another one.
Yeah.
It lives in this bag that is from like a Texas souvenir shop in Port Aransas, not made for cross stitch, but it's a great bag. And all of my stuff for all of the long dogs that I have bought is in here, and I'm stitching that with this Princess Soup. Very nice. All right, so that was 2. All right, there you go.
Okay. All right. Ooh, the next one is my, I guess I'll call it my unicorn that I am now stitching. Yay. I can't open it. Here. Open. Thank you. Okay. So, this is Lady of the Flag. Yeah, I'm a little spacey right now. This is Lady of the Flag, and she is a Mirabilia by Nora Corbett. This is on Prehistoric by Forbidden Fiber Company. It is a 16 count Aida.
It's so pretty.
It is off center, and I know this thanks to the runner stitcher, Andrew. So thank you. But the piece of fabric I got is so big that it still fits. So, yeah.
Because getting this fabric was an ordeal in the first place.
It was. But I do recommend, I think it was Half Moon Stitches is the name, and I'm not 100% on that.
So are you just too far down or too far to the right?
I'm too far down. So like what I thought the center of the pattern was not the center of the pattern. It's about 4 inches. It's 3.5 inches too low.
Okay, so you could actually
should be up here.
So you could actually cut the top off because you're as high as the pattern goes.
Why would I do that? I am not good at measuring. You know this.
Lessons we know.
We know this, man. I need a professional starter for me. You want to be
just to measure it? And
yeah.
tell me where to start.
Yeah. Right here, Allison. Not over there. Right here.
Well, let me skip some more finishes under my belt to see if I've earned that title because I definitely made mistakes on my day.
I bet you have. So I've been working on this. It's my anniversary piece for my husband because he said this is the most beautiful pattern he's ever seen, which men don't say about cross stitch.
We had very expensive taste.
And it's a very expensive pattern. Go watch that episode if you have not seen it. It's crazy.
Our Mirabilia haul episode, or like that was a good one.
It's shocking.
Oh, our most expensive. The most
expensive. Yeah. Shocking.
So we did get that pattern as part of like a very generous.
It was definitely
not a gift, but it was a gift.
It was kindness.
It was it was kindness from Linlani, who sometimes watches our videos. So if you're out there, she's stitching it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, and I'm very excited. I'm just excited about the bag right now.
This is the only bag you've ever bought yourself.
This is the only one I've ever bought, and I had it custom. Like I requested this fabric and this design from Jasmine Custom Bags. So Jen made me this.
It's so pretty. And it's so funny because she's Canadian. So she's
what?
Canadian.
Oh, well, she's a trooper.
But so she ordered you your Constitution fabric, which was so sweet.
That is so sweet. And I just absolutely love it. And it's big enough to fit the gigantic piece of fabric and all of the floss in it. And
Allison is a very in public stitcher, so it doesn't look so strange.
Oh yeah, I can take this on the go. Me and Starbucks all the time.
Okay, so this is Halloween Pumpkin Patch by KBH Stitches.
Oh.
This pattern wasn't exclusive in a box that I got, but it was released like very quickly after that box. So it's available on Etsy as like a PDF or a paper pattern. I think I have a paper pattern. But I put it in markup because I don't stitch anything on paper ever.
Have you ever stitched anything on paper?
No, I just always put it in markup.
I'm gonna train you.
I don't want to.
Why?
I mean, okay, I have stitched the kittens on paper, But I don't like stitching on paper.
Okay.
So I don't want to.
But you've never done it, so you don't know.
Well, no, I stitched the whole little girl.
The whole highlighting, going
that
back.
Sounds awful.
It's a process.
I want to know at the end of the day how many calories I've burned, how many minutes I've been active, and I want to know how many stitches I stitched.
Okay, never mind.
What I don't want to know is how many Diet Cokes I had or how many hours of reality TV I watched. Don't need stats on that, but I want to know how many stitches. Okay, so this is really cute. They're little clear pumpkins. Yeah. Now, the pattern comes in Call for Original Arts, but the box that I got had it kitted up in the DMC conversion, so the orange and the green are blends. I don't know.
Those are blends?
If it's worth getting the blend on that, but I'm not starting it over again. But if you were going to buy the pattern, I don't know if I would bother. Like, his blends just takes a little bit extra time.
Yeah.
Not a lot of extra time, but just enough extra time where you're like, eh. So now, I started this very early in my stitching. And I didn't want to do the confetti border. And I still don't want to do the confetti border, but I hate what I did instead of the confetti border, like this thing. And honestly, I wish I'd just started on darker fabric so I could travel more.
It's not that far along. You could frog it.
That's true. This is this is Vintage Magnolia by Lakeside Linen. So if I frog it, I have to frog it carefully and save this linen for something else.
Well, maybe you should practice.
But I feel like I could do it on like a browner. If it was on a browner one, then I could just travel between, because also like these little I think they're called Stars of Bethlehem are also annoying to do.
There's so many colors.
Yeah. So, but I really like the pattern, and I bought the pattern so much that I bought a similar one that she did in blues, but that one is like full coverage, so you don't have the problems of like the details.
Yeah.
So the details are really beautiful. I just don't know if they're worth it for me for like a pattern I only put out in the fall.
Yeah.
You know? So the nice thing is it's Halloween pumpkin patch, but it is just pumpkin, so you can leave it out until the end. Allison's husband's getting home soon, and when he does, the dogs will be quiet because they'll have him. But right now, they're really mad at us.
Break.
Let me just show what the bag is.
Oh yeah, show the bag.
So it lives in this Kathy's Posies
so
patchwork diagonal bag. It's gorgeous.
That is so cute.
And of course, now she's being quiet. So let's try to get one more done. See what happens. Okay, so this is Southern Seas Beauty, which by Alforce Embroidery. I'm stitching it on 32 count. Do you see what I see by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers? This was the first piece of linen that I ever bought, but then I was intimidated because I thought a 32 count was so intimidating. Oh. But then it's like, now I'm like, oh, it's 32 count, it's not intimidating. So that's nice.
Linen in general is intimidating when you've never done it.
That's true. Like at that point I hadn't done anything on linen, and now I'm, unless I'm doing full coverage or working on an older whip, I probably won't start very many things on anything but linen going forward. Yeah. In fact, I gave Katie the Peacock Stitcher all of my even weave.
Yeah.
I am keeping like my nicer Adas just because it is nice to have a project every once in a while in Adas for like eyesight and stuff.
Or because it feels.
I started this on my son's birthday. I'm gonna convert the scuba diver lady, into him, but he's more into planets than.
So cute into planets.
He's really into planets and space now, and like he got a projector for Easter, like, and he just like he likes to tell us what the dwarf planets are. So I don't know if he's gonna care about this. My original plan was to have it done for his next birthday, because from 0 to 4 he was totally a shark kid, and he knows all the whales and all the dolphins, and we were watching shark documentaries. But now we watch planet documentaries. I don't know if he's gonna care, and if maybe I should instead just stitch him Jupiter or something. Because he was obsessed with Yellow Submarine, and Stitch Yellow Submarine does not care about that now.
Maybe you should make a collage, and then it's like a reflection of
all the things that he likes.
Oh, that would be cute.
I do feel like it's not fair that like you can find so many things that your little girl might not love at that minute, but will fit her vibe. But little boy's vibe changes a lot, and it is that meme where it's like a kid will pick one of these and make it their whole personality at age 4, and it's like tractors or dinosaurs or planets or sharks, and it's like my son he was firmly a shark, and now he's firmly a planet, and I don't even know if he likes the water. But I think I am still gonna stitch it because it's Alforce.
Yeah.
Now I am doing it with like the other thing is I was talking to Maria, the green stitcher, yesterday about Alforce a little bit, and I have enough Alforce threads from other projects that I actually had a lot of the called for, so I hadn't bought the thread pack, but I actually have. Between what I have extras from other projects that I know just are not going to, because they're really generous thread packs, and then some like other floss that I know will be good. I'm not going to do it in the call for, but I am going to place an order with Alforce probably pretty soon to get some other thread packs. So I was like, should I just go ahead and order the thread pack for that? I don't know. It depends. If I need to change it up and stitch my son Jupiter for his birthday, then this is going to be a project that's just more like long-term for me. Then maybe I wait and get the threads. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm stitching it with this very beat up.
Oh, yeah.
This needs washi tape.
Yeah, there you go.
Duchess oval.
Yeah.
And it's like I started on his birthday just to officially start it on his birthday. So I guess I do need to give it to him, but it may not be something he cares about. So I may need to go with something else.
Later.
Okay. People who stitch things for sons, where the son still loves it when they're older. If I stitch my daughter a fairy now, she might love it, she might hate it, but when she's like 15, but she might come back and like it again later.
Yeah.
But I feel like all the boy stuff is like little boy, and they're not going to come around and want it again when they're older. And there's so much work that goes into these things. So that's just, anyway. And it lives in this yellow sunbury cat bag by Cat from Mid-Year Stitches. I have 2 in this fabric and I love them both.
Our next one. Oh, I love this one. Okay.
Hi, editing Stephanie here. Everyone's favorite insert. I accidentally deleted the part where Allison said that this pattern is the 2024 Stitch for Pride by D's 20 Stitches, but it's actually kind of fortuitous that I'm inserting this because since we filmed on Friday, Dee posted a video, and in that video they have an announcement. So if you were somebody who missed or chose not to sign up for the 2024 Stitch for Pride Sal and then got like major FOMO and was like, oh my gosh, this is such a cool pattern, like why did I miss out, go check out their video. That video will be linked in the description under Allison's patterns by this pattern name. My son has my iPhone. I'm recording this on my iPad, so I don't know what the quality of any of it's going to be. Thank you for your patience.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to explain a little bit about this Sal because it is so unique. So this is a motif a month is put out. And what they are is, it is an interpretation that Dee did based on artwork from an LGBTQ artist. And so it's not only a pattern you get every month, but you get a whole learning experience and you learn about that different artist. And it's unique and it's cool. And I wish I'd thought of something like that to go, I don't know what it would be, but
like you wish you had the skill to interpret things into motifs.
Yes, exactly.
Because we convert them using software into like what they are.
But I wish I could someone else's art and be like, okay, what would I do with this inspiration? I am not an artist, but I am having so much fun. Every month I get to do a new one, and they're not for sale anymore. They decided not to. Dee
posted a poll like, do they want to come like? So what I would do is, if you're interested in this, go follow D's 20 Stitches on Instagram and sign up for their newsletter that they run with and Candy Kari. Because if it goes live in June for any like special pop-up, they posted a poll like they might, is there any interest, but they didn't say what the results of that poll were, if there was enough interest. Yeah. So either it might go like flash sale someday in June, so get on the list like now. But if not, they will be released next year, I believe, as individual patterns.
That's wonderful because each one is just...
Yeah, and some people are stitching them. I think Daybreak Stitchery, Nitya from Daybreak Stitchery, I think she's stitching them individually.
You could do that. I did this.
There are people who are, and somebody else I'm watching is stitching them individually.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people are stitching them as a sampler.
I'm doing the sampler one, obviously. And this is the called for fabric. This is Mislaid Pages. The name of the fabric is Determination. I missed out on getting the called for floss. So
Elizabeth Savory has the call for floss.
It's great. It really is great.
Stunning.
So I missed out on that. But so I did something new for me. I got some Cosmo. I'd never used Cosmo floss before, and I picked the most variegated ones I could find.
So pretty.
And I love it. It's just, I can't wait till it's on my wall. I'm definitely a project stitcher. I cannot wait till this is on my wall.
It's gonna look so cool on your wall. And people are gonna be like, what's that? And you're gonna be able to say like, oh, well, that's this artist and that's this artist. And the stitch along comes with learnings. And so even though I didn't miss out on the stitch along, I didn't sign up for it because I didn't get it. Like, I didn't get what the motif situation would be. Like, I haven't been in cross stitch long enough to understand what that could even be. And I was like, I don't get it. Like, and I had so many other projects. So I was like, okay, you do it. And now I'm so much FOMO, so I will be buying all the patterns when they come out. If this goes for sale in June, swipe my card.
It's so unique. It's the most unique one I have. So
I'm so excited for you. Oh, what bag does it live in?
Okay, and that one lives in, what did I do with them? Oh, this one. And I have not done a motif for this whip yet because I love everything and I can't decide what to put on it yet. So I think I am gonna wait until the end and then pick one.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
it'll just be like, or maybe a collage of some.
Little sriracha bottle.
How cute would that be?
That'd be super cute.
There's a monkey on here that's the Frida Kahlo one.
Oh,
so cute. Anyway, so this is the bag, and that was from a whip that is now a finish. So.
Well, the nice thing is though, even though I'm not stitching it, because I get to talk to you about it, I get to hear what you're learning about each artist, which is really great. So that's, you know, craftivism doesn't have to be like it changes the world, but sometimes just doing something and you talk about it is helpful.
Yeah. And I have explained every single motif to my coworkers. Because they're like, what are you doing at lunch? I'm like, wow. All right, let's do this.
Okay, so this is Flowers and Friends by Hello from Liz Mathews. This is on the same cut of that 28 count. So basically that other pumpkin patch is on an off cut because I was putting this on the 28 count Vintage Magnolia by Lakeside Linen because this piece is like special. And then I just had some extras, so I put other things on it. But this was released in her Patreon and I was like, oh, well, I guess I have to sign up for her Patreon. And I literally was almost about to quit her Patreon because I was like, I have too many patterns by her. And then she released Secret Garden, which is now my birthday start. So like every time I think I'm gonna quit her Patreon, she like pulls me back in.
Nope.
I'm doing, so this is charted in NPI silk. I think there is a DMC conversion. I am doing my own silk conversion into a more jewel toned. So these are not the colors of the original, but you've already seen the original. This pattern is going to be probably released later this year because it was her September, October Patreon, like September 15th to October 15th last year. So I bet this year it will be released sometime. I love it. It got really finicky and then I ran out of the blue. I was like almost out of the blue and the blue is from Stitchy Box. So I had to like order that. But, you know, I don't have that much left. It's just pretty fiddly. And so I need to get back on the stitching it once a month. Or every Monday for our Liz Mathews Mondays. And I'm doing my birthday sal is next month and it's the Hello 40 B-Day sal and it's stitched any Liz Mathews. So if you have this whip or any other Liz Mathews you want to join, we're gonna start a freebie of hers on July 1st.
July 1st, yeah.
I'm gonna start Secret Garden, which is no longer available, on my birthday, July 16th, and then I'm definitely gonna be stitching on this a lot. So I just love it, and it lives in this Thread Lady 99 bag, and I've already put the things that we got, the gifts we got from Bree and Ashlyn in here so that they are ready to go. I know I did order a new bag for this. I did order a new bag for all my Liz Mathews to live in together. That's one of the bags that I picked out from Jen for my birthday, but we'll see if it's here, but I like this bag a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, this will be easy because this is a restart. So this is how far I got on Poisonous Plants by the Witchy Stitcher.
Okay.
So basically I started this for Witchy Stitcher Day last year, which is the day of like support and to raise money by like starting and buying Witchy Stitcher patterns because she, and I don't know if it's past or present tense, but at the time had cancer and I don't know enough about cancer to know what the correct terminology is for 8 months later. But I started all the patterns that I had in my stash. So I had 3 patterns in my stash and I just started them all, but like I obviously was only going to pick one of them to keep going on. So Poisonous Plants was not the one that I chose to keep going on. And I don't like stitching out of season, but Poisonous Plants isn't really spooky season, but I'm going to restart it during spooky season. And then I saw Elizabeth from Savory Sewing finished hers on a light colored linen and that looks great. And then Jen's Fiberweb, she showed her finish of it on like a dark, but it was like a blue linen. And I'm like, well, I'm definitely restarting it on linen. I think I'm going to do it on light linen, but that blue black linen also was like, I just don't think I want to stitch on it, but it looked amazing.
Yeah.
So I am going to restart this. So for now, the project lives in my other Thread Lady 99 bag because it got kicked out of its cool on theme bag while I wasn't working on it.
Yeah.
But I love this bag too. And I'm stitching it with this Duchess hoop.
Nice.
And oh, you can actually keep that.
I was going to ask you, but I thought that might be rude on camera.
No. I was like, not only am I not going to stitch it on 14 count block Ada, but I never want to stitch on 14 count block Ada again.
Okay.
What I found is Dusk by Pictureless Plus and Barnwood by Dusk. Like one's a blue, navy blue that reads as black, and one's like a very dark purple that reads as like Misty Night. I like both of those much better than stitching on actual black.
Yeah.
And I never want to stitch on black Ada.
Yeah.
I'd rather stitch on 28 count dark color but not black linen than on black Ada. So that is all yours.
Okay.
That's just what
I have stitched on black Ada. I have a whip on.
Well, you like, you're good at it.
Good.
And you like it. But it's like if I'm going to do something that needs to read as black, I probably won't pick an actual black.
Yeah. Okay.
Very good. I'll go ahead and do 3 now.
Okay.
Okay. This is one of my favorites.
So pretty.
So this is Go Tell It on the Mountain. Yeah, by Heartstring Sampler. This was a Jingle Ball exclusive last year, so it will probably come out this Christmas. I don't know what the called fors are, I think. But I'm doing it in random silks from Stash. So it doesn't matter. These are not the call for colors, but they're very similar. But I saw this pattern, fell in love with it. I feel like a lot of people did. It was like a very popular whip out of Jingle Ball.
Yeah, it was.
And I really want to try to finish it during Christmas in July.
I think you could do it.
So I think I'm going to get this. I'm going to get every Christmas whip I have out and touch it for Christmas in July, but this does not have that much work left. I think I can finish it.
You could do it. Yeah, you could finish this.
And one of the issues I was having was this white that I picked for the house has some flecks of gray in it. And I thought I don't really want the snow to be like that. But now I have a white silk that I can use instead. So
Perfect.
But this is on 32 count tarnished silver by Lakeside Linen, which is to me reads as the perfect wintry, blustery sky. Yeah. And I'm obsessed. I could stitch almost every, and I do own almost every Heartstring Sampler Christmas pattern. It's so funny. I've never been drawn to start any of her other stuff. It's all very pretty, but it's not
I have one.
I'm obsessed, but I am obsessed with her Christmas patterns. I bought 5 last year, so I need to finish this one so I can start.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I bet you could, in July, I bet you could finish this and start it.
Well, I want to get, I have 5 or 6 Christmas whips, but I need to finish my kids' stockings.
Right.
So,
oh yeah.
I will be stitching a lot of Christmas, but I just love this so much.
Yeah.
But I want this to go in the state fair.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that lives in this Kathy's Posies Christmas bag. Oh, and I'm using this Duchess hoop. I gotta finish some of these because I have a lot of just materials in these bags, but I like having the materials in the bags. But it's I need to finish them so that those materials can go to another project.
Yeah, I think I'm switching it up and I'm not gonna keep mine in the bags anymore. I think I'm gonna have a full set.
Are you gonna have a travel project? I think I
am.
have
a travel because I have the perfect travel case. I
think I am gonna do a full set. I think Lizzie has convinced a lot of people that they want to do full sets.
Yeah. I'm not gonna have as pretty of a set, but
I know. I think I have all the bobbins. I think I'm gonna do a full set, but just put them back in the boxes. And then we talked about this.
Yes.
But then next year, come up with a more permanent system. But start out by just getting them on bobbins because right now I have a lot of floss. But I still think I want the scissors and the things in the bag and just pull
Well, at this point, I have enough scissors to go in the bags.
Yeah,
I probably have 20 pairs of scissors.
So, okay. What's your next?
All right. My next piece. Okay.
Oh, and we were referencing Frizzy Lizzie Stitches just posted a video of creating her full set, which I linked to from our last Flosstube. I'll link to it again this time if I have space. But don't watch it if you don't want to have to immediately buy a full set.
I know. It will make you want to run to the store.
Because you realize I probably have 2/3 of a full set. And I know that's what happened to Jen. She had almost a full set. She went and bought the color she was missing.
Yeah.
Right. Next whip.
Okay.
So good.
Thank you. All right. I love this one. This is, I'm going to blank. What is it called? It's Ink Circles.
Prehistoric?
No. Oh, yes. The fabric is Prehistoric by Fox and Rabbit. It's 40 count. Which is
if you've noticed, Allison doesn't love linen. And then she's like, well, I'll just do this on 40 count. And
I was ambitious. I'm still glad I tried it.
You were very good at it. It is not because you're not good at it.
No,
it's because you don't want to.
I can do it.
You don't want to struggle to see it. You don't want to have to only stitch something in the mornings.
Exactly. I have to have perfect.
Your stitching looks great. It's not that it's we got interrupted, but basically the stitching is perfect on 40 count. You just don't enjoy it.
So it's pretty good. I don't know if it's perfect, but I have to do it in very bright light next to a window. And if it's cloudy out, it doesn't work. And yeah, so this is called Another Year Creeps By. That just came to me. Another Year Creeps By. And what the goal is to do a square a month from October to the next October. But I got really behind. And I'm going to pick it back up now. And
Joy from the Carolina Stitches is working on this too.
that is amazing because it's an amazing piece.
I don't know what she's doing it on, but I'm excited to see it when she does her next update.
These are all the called for DMCs, but I am not doing it in the same order as the pattern. I'm switching it up and I'm letting family and friends pick. So it's fun. I like it.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I am proud that I'm able to do 40 count, but I will never do it again until to be continued. I'll tell you that.
Until it happens again.
Until it happens again. And let me tell you, and it's in this bag. This motif right here is for that one. It's just the bats from one of the squares.
All right, so this is Pretty Pumpkins by Alforce Embroidery. I am using the call for the Alforce Embroidery thread pack for it, which is so pretty. This is 40 Count Waterfall by Forbidden Fiber Co. Which if you like remnant bags and things, and she just posted, by the time I say this, like you guys see this, it will be gone, but she just posted she's selling a remnants bag again, and if I didn't have more fabric than a person needs, I would be so excited. But when we did our video on like fabric measurements and like how do you find remnant bags and stuff, it's like follow the accounts of the people whose fabrics you like, and then if they have bags, like the Stitch Me and Forbidden Fiber Co. both put up remnant bags every once in a while. But these are the Alforce colors, and I started this pretty late in fall last year. I bet I finished it this year, but I'm not really in a hurry.
Yeah,
it ghosts a little on the fabric, but the fabric is very close to the called for, and the floss that ghosts on this one also ghosts on the model, so I'm like, it just is the design.
Right.
And I'm stitching, or it lives in this beautiful, this is Pretty Pumpkins, so I call this my Pretty Pumpkins bag.
It is pretty fun.
I think this is by Kathy's Posies.
Very cute.
But yeah, this was the first thing I started on 40 count, and I think my stitches look really good on it.
They do.
I'll be excited to pull this out again. I just realized last year.
What are your thoughts on 40 count?
I really like doing it, and so at first I couldn't see it, but then when I got my transition lenses and everything, I can see it now. I just need to stitch it when my eyes are fresh. So like I can stitch it at night, but it's better to stitch it in the morning. And what I found is that I really should just have one 40 count whip that I have out, and then everything else should be 28 or 32, and with the occasional 36. But like the problem is I started a few different things on 40 count, and those are not, I couldn't like work on all of those in a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for a while I should just basically have like one 40 count whip out that I pull out when my eyes are super fresh and I'm like not tired, and then do like 200 stitches of that and then move on to something else. I mean, I wish I was a 40 count stitcher, but and you know, there's a little bit of, I don't want to say it's snobbery, but there is a little bit of like elitism about like the smaller the counts, the like better, but that's not really true. And even people who stitch 40 count all the time, you see them coming kind of back from the brink of only stitching 40 to being like, well, let me throw in a 20 count 8 in, let me throw in a 28, and like, because our eyes get older and they don't get younger. So if you find, especially if you find cross stitch later in life and you already need glasses, being an only 40 count stitcher might be hard. And I don't love stitching with a magnifier. I can, but I don't love it. Yeah. And so I prefer stitching 40 count in like good light. Yeah. Now maybe if I get a better light than my neck light, like maybe when we move, if I invest in a better light or have a non-dark living space,
which we're hoping
that might change. Yeah. But I also like, I like how it looks and stuff, but I will never be an only 40 count stitcher.
I'm worried about my eyes getting worse because I'm focusing on
Well, I've been thinking like, so for our extras, I would like to find an eye doctor and like a, you know, like some doctors that cover things, and maybe see if we can get them to interview like what should stitchers be thinking about when it comes to eyesight. about wrist health, back
Oh,
health.
I was gonna say
ergonomics.
Yeah.
So I've been
that's interesting.
Those are
maybe
possible 2025, because we really have our content calendar for the rest of the year for these extras, because we have more ideas for extras than we really can do. But especially when you add in so many of them are going to be whip parades, and so many of them are but
we get suggestions that are just wonderful.
Yeah, it's okay, I'll put them on the but 2025, I'm thinking we need to do a health series.
Yeah. Oh, that would be fun. Okay. Sorry.
And if you know of any good videos out there that are already health series, we'd love to watch them too.
Yeah.
So this is a restart. Well, this will be a restart. This is Caramia by Witch's Garden Crafts. You can find it in the Facebook group. It's a free pattern. And I started it on 14 count ivory Ada, didn't like it. Then I started on this linen. This is 28 count Witchel.
I can tell.
I'm not a Witchel linen fan. Some people love it. Some people tolerate it. I viscerally hate it. So my stitches actually I haven't looked at this since last October, and my stitches look better on it than I thought. But I would like to restart it on a nicer linen. And I think I'm also going to restart it on a darker linen, because I think I want to travel and not stress about traveling. And so I don't think, even though it's white or light color is the model, I think I'm going to do it on purple.
So if you're going to do it on purple, you're going to change the black?
No, I'll do it black. But if I do it on a light purple, I can carry the thread.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of purple fabric. I can carry the thread.
Ask Elizabeth. She'll
like,
tell you which ones.
But then I can carry the thread and not stress it.
Yeah.
And then somebody suggested doing it on pink, because the original Addams Family, Caramia is an Addams Family reference. So the original Addams Family, the sound stage was actually pink, because on black and white TV, to get it to read correctly. And that's a really clever idea. But I think I'm going to do it on purple, because I'm incorporating more purple into my Halloween decorations, so then it will match other stuff, because it would only be out as Halloween.
I think that's great. You should totally do that.
And I probably will do a Wednesday rewatch and restart this closer to the fall.
How fun.
But
that's
it lives in this Wednesday Addams small bag from Jasmine's Custom Bags. So that I've been holding on to that, and also this, even though I do not ever want to stitch anything on this. Maybe I'll give this away on our next Flosstube.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because I do not want it.
Yeah.
I have this oval Duchess hoop. If I had a craft room, and hopefully I will one day, where I could keep all my stuff out, then I wouldn't need to keep it in the bags as much, because I would have it. But if it's either in the bags or it's in boxes tucked away, then
Mm-hmm.
So all right, let me do one more this round. Okay. Because this one's one everyone knows and loves and is not hard.
Yeah.
So this is the Deadly Aquarium Sal.
Oh, so cool.
By Lola Crow Crossage. If you watch any Flosstubes besides ours, you've probably seen it. And if you've watched ours, you've seen it a little bit.
Yeah. Very popular.
As of this recording, I think the third release just came out today, so I can't show you what the whole thing is, but I'm working on the frame, so I'll show you the frame. When I signed up for it, I knew I was not going to be able to keep up with it, and I'm not even going to try, but I do have goals, monthly goals for this now. But my first goal is to keep going on the 310 until it's done. So this is fully kitted up in the DMC, but none of them are on bobbins, because I'm not allowed to use any of them until the 310 is done.
It's a lot of black.
And it has this princess hoop and this fabulous octopus needle minder that's stuck to it.
That's so cute.
That's from Caffeinated Cat Grass.
I love that.
On Etsy. This fabric is 32 count hemp by Jackson Fabric Arts in the colorway Merida. Now, she's been starting to put a lot of linen in her shop, and so I don't know what her plans are going forward for selling hemp, or if she's just going to sell it as. There's some stuff on her shop that's just listed as even weave. I wonder if all the hemp is just now listed as even weave, because it is an even weave. But and then she has linen. But the thing I really like about the hemp is it's very economical, because it's much less expensive than buying linen. So her colors are so good that even on the linen, it's worth the price. But those are obviously more expensive, because you're starting with a more expensive base. Mm-hmm. But I really like Jackson Fabric Arts, and they have great customer service. And she really only lists things on the website if they're already dyed. So you're not buying dyed to order, so they ship really fast.
That would be nice.
So, yeah, it's going to take me a while. Don't follow this channel if you're excited to see someone caught up on the Deadly Aquarium style every week. But I will be stitching it. Maybe I'll try to set a goal of having it. It's a big sow, and it's fun, but it's not like,
Yeah.
It's not like my most favorite whip. I just am enjoying being part of it, but I don't need to catch up on it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So, ooh, another Cinderella. Okay. This is my Thomas Kinkade Disney Dreams.
It goes like this, right?
Does it? Yes. Sorry. Yes, it does. And it's Cinderella Wishes Upon a Star, right? No, Wishes of a Dream.
It's a real dumb title.
Okay. Cinderella Wishes Upon a Dream. And it's the Disney kit, Thomas Kinkade. And I got it as a birthday present.
If you want to see her open it and hear a little bit about the history of Kinkade, Disney kits and stuff, we have a video called, well, I'll just show you the thumbnail here, but it's like, it's like, I don't know, it's like all about Thomas Kinkade kits or something. I'll link it in the description too.
And since then, I'm just, obsessed, and I want them all now.
And you won another one, so.
And I won one. So.
And if you watch our most expensive kits video, does not make that list, but some of the ones in this series do make that list.
Yeah. So I started. Well,
that was your second start.
This is my restart.
Is it your first start? Yeah, your first start was
on the original kit fabric with the original kit floss. I quickly learned that the floss is no good, and
some people love the floss. You don't.
Okay.
You don't.
I think it frayed too much, and it was making my thing look fuzzy, which is not the look I was going for. So I changed it. It's kind of been in timeout since, because this is my third time starting it. So I have been ignoring it, and I need to bring it back up. But it's for my birthday, Sal.
Hashtag Princess Birthday Sal.
Thank you.
Which we're gonna host again in January for Allison's birthday. So
yeah. So this is one of the projects I started for that. I decided to go with 16 count gridded Ada. 16 count?
Yeah, that looks like mine.
Okay, 16 count gridded Ada. If you haven't used gridded Ada before for full coverage, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, for full coverage, it's a dream.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And I've always known having a grid makes it go by so much faster. But until Flosstube, I didn't know it came pre-gridded. And I gridded, and you'll see one, I gridded them all by hand.
For hours.
It takes hours and hours to get ready to start cross stitch.
If you're gridding yourself.
If you're gridding it yourself. So this is a miracle to me. I love it. So there's that. I'm excited about that. And it lives in, this was also a birthday present from my sisters and my mother. This is Jasmine Custom Bags, Jen's Cinderella bag she made me. Isn't that gorgeous?
I have a matching one you guys will see sometime in the pile.
Yeah. But
not sure when.
I absolutely love the bag. Again, I could take it in public, and I just think it looks so cute.
It's really cute. I watched a channel I've seen recently. This is Cathedral Woods Goddess.
Oh, yeah.
This was one of my Mira May starts. So I started 3 Mirabilias for Mira May. And Cathedral Woods Goddess is on 28 count Middle Earth by Bestitch Me, which I bought as a dyed to order, which it has got these like great grays, great greens and browns in it. I think she's just gonna pop. She's a pretty small by stitch count Mirabilia, so I'm thinking I don't have any more plans to stitch her this year other than that I'm going to touch all my Mirabilia whips in November too. But I really think next year she should be like a focused finished piece because she's only like 14,000 stitches plus beads, and maybe the beads might take me a long time, but the stitches won't.
And the beads do not take as long as you think.
No. And that 500 stitches looks like you can tell so much progress from just that small.
Mm-hmm.
So
and that's rich colors.
I love her. Yeah, her colors are amazing.
Those are beautiful.
Her flosses are not organized yet. I'm stitching her with this washi taped Duchess hoop, and she lives in this bird bag. This bag maker doesn't make bags anymore, which is a shame because this design is great.
It's great. The handle is great.
All right, so my next one is a restart. So Allison and I both got, it doesn't even have stitches in it because the one I started in the first place I threw away. So Allison and I both bought mill hook kits because, like, you know, they're so cute and everyone's like loves them. And I do not like stitching on perforated paper. So, and Allison, so she redid hers on Christmas Red Ada. That's beautiful. But this is kind of the background color of mine. That's so perfect. To eliminate some of the background stitching, since I'm not going to do it on the perforated paper, I went ahead and got this remnant from the Silver Needle, which is our L&S. It's about 90 minutes away in Tulsa. We live in Oklahoma City. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to restart Christmas Victorian Tree by Mill Hill, a Mill Hill kit on this fabric in July, for Christmas in July.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. I love that color for
it. And it lives in this Kathy's Posies snowman bag where all my Mill Hill kits live. Cute. So when I only have Christmas mill hook kits, so all of my mill hook kits are in here. So when this one's done, one day I have other ones to stitch too.
I recently got another one too.
But I gotta get through this
fine
jumble of threads, and I'm not too worried about the colors like on this one or getting them organized because they're not like a ton of like shading or anything on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like. I'm happy if you feel like perforated paper, and I think the magnetic frames do look helpful.
They do look helpful.
But I think I'd rather just do them on and have you cut it as a little circle ornament for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do one more. Did I do 3 or 2? I think I did 2.
You did 2
because the restarts are the easiest ones to make chuckles. Yeah. Okay, this is the Herbalist Sal, which I am behind on, but by the time you guys see this on our next Flosstube, I hopefully will be caught up on because there's 2 parts that came out since I've been able to work on this last. This is by World on a String by Dara. I think it's so cute. Mm-hmm. And it's just like plants and like items and like one's oil, like things that like an herbalist would need and to know. And Dara, the designer, has like a background in herbalism. Is that the correct? She knows. I don't know if she's. I don't remember if she's certified or if she's still because she is also going like to. She's also working towards other degrees, so I think she has some kind of certification in this, but I'm not sure exactly what, and it's not her main profession. Yeah. But it is very cool and interesting to like do the like read the learnings and stuff as we go, and it's so beautiful. Yeah. I'm doing it on 28 Count Willow by Bestitch Me. And I subbed out the Call for Variegated Floss for Balsam Fir by Classic Colorworks, which probably was a mistake because I don't think it has enough variegation. Because that was a me thing. I picked one that probably doesn't have enough variegation that it was worth doing the fancy floss on because there is a DMC conversion and everything else is in DMC except the frame. But I'm too afraid to change and it looks good. So yeah, it will look really great in my kitchen. Yeah. It's beautiful. Really cute. I do want to finish this on time. Good. We don't know what the middle thing is going to be though, so that might not be possible. It might be like finish the border and then like this is going to be the next year, but
this part's full coverage. How about
And that's totally possible. It lives in this green Amazon bag. I have not organized the floss. And I'm using this 12 by 6 Princess Hoop. And that's the thing is all these bags that have all these DMCs in them, I bet if I got everything out of every bag plus what I have, I bet I have like 2/3 of a full set. So we'll see. Yeah. That's not a today problem, but no. I do think it will be something to be fun to be doing. So. All right.
I needed a distraction and Fanny goes, dream about your DMC set. That's perfect. All right, next. Oh, I love this one.
I love this one too.
All right, this is Liz Mathews Pumpkin House. This is just the top half. The cool thing about this one is that you stitch the top half and then on a different piece of fabric, you stitch the bottom half and then you sew them together. So I'm terrified of the sewing together part.
Now that we're sewing pillows and stuff, I bet you it won't be as...
Nope, still intimidated.
We learned how to sew when we were little and used to be able to sew a lot of things. Yeah. Then
I did in my 20s. I sewed all the time.
And I have made like clothing garments and stuff. I quit when I was like 18 sewing, 17. So I think that this is totally within your wheelhouse. It's just you probably want to practice on something else.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm pulling this out for your birthday, Sal.
Ooh.
This is my Liz Mathews. And then I thought it would be really fun to work on all fall. Because it's
you're going to have to. Well, also, it will never get done if you don't work on it in the falls of a few years in a row.
No, that's true. But I'm pretty, I don't know. I haven't been in the mood.
Yeah.
But I like to finish things. So
yeah.
I might.
And you love
finish it. Yeah, I love it. Oops.
And also, once you get out of the blue and you're into the other piece, that will fly by.
Yeah, probably.
It's just
it's harder. Yeah. And this is on linen, and I'm not a linen stitcher, so it is harder for me to. Okay, it's not harder. It's the motivation is harder. It's not just the motivation.
And the time of day when you can work on it.
Yeah, I need more light. I need more concentration. Ada, you feel the holes, so you just go. But you really need to focus. And I'm not good at that. What else? This is not the called for color of fabric. I couldn't get that. I don't remember what color this is.
I don't either.
Or who the dyer was.
I don't either. I want to say it's pictureless plus, but I don't remember.
Could be. It's either that
I
or
know it's
Fibronolin.
not Witchell because we gave
It's not Witchell.
We gave the piece of Witchell away.
Yeah, it's not Witchell. I don't remember. But I love the color.
It's really good. And you can find it in your 1, 2, 3 stitch history if you
yeah.
If you're like desperate
you
to know what it is,
have
you can
to
find it, but you don't know.
It's a little bit darker than the model, which I was just like, it's just darker at night.
Yeah,
it's a little bit later. Fine. It's cool. And this one lives, and I think it's 36.
No, it's 32.
Is it 32? Okay, cool.
Because the piece you gave me that was like your backup piece was 32, and you bought 32. You bought 2 pieces that were like both the same size that were different colors, slightly different colors, and then you picked which one you liked. Okay. And then by then we knew we didn't really like which one.
Okay. I'm glad you have a memory because I don't. All right.
Allison medically doesn't have a memory. It's not like, it's like there are some things she just does not remember.
Yeah. And then I put that one in this guy. I did a little pumpkin and a little spider because I like the little spiders on here.
I think they're so cute.
Oh, that's so cute.
The piece, the Flowers and Friends by her, has little spiders too, but they're in blue. But they also need like backstitch webs and stuff. They're really cute.
Oh, how cute. Okay. So there you go.
If you love spiders, pick up a hello from Liz Mathews.
They're so adorable.
All right. So my next one is another one of my Mira May starts. This is Adia the Garden Fairy. Now she is out of print. This is another one that Leilani was in the bundle. Leilani sold to us for like, gave to us. She sold it to us, but it was basically a gift. And I'm stitching this on
less than wholesale.
Yeah. It was like she like charged us what like the patterns would have been like when they came out and not like what they are worth now. And she just because she was just being super generous.
She's just such a nice person.
So it's on Garden Party by Besitch Me, which I bought for another project, and then was like, when I got this pattern, I was like, well, I have to start one of these. So I wasn't gonna like not start one of them. So I gave this fabric to Adia. I love her.
Yes.
It's gonna take a long time, and she ghosts a little bit, but I'm not worried about it because the way that the colors, it gets more. Like the yellows and the blues are more pronounced the further out you get. Mm-hmm. And look at this color palette.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be so pretty.
Yeah. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
She lives in this Lake House Stitch Co. bag, which is like French rose tea party themed. I don't know why it's French. There's no words on it. I just decided it was French. Or maybe that one word is French and I was just like, oh, it's a French tea party. But I don't know if it is. And I love her. So
it says roses. Is that the same in
not
French?
Even French? And oh my god, I just got lipstick on her.
It wasn't my lipstick.
No, it was my it was my lipstick. It was my fault. I'm sure it won't be a problem because of the way that this is modeled. It's right there.
I have tide pen. We'll do it.
We'll do it right.
We'll do it.
Will it
do you want to stop? Yeah.
Well, let's just set this aside, but I'm not going to put it away.
Okay.
And we'll do my Strawberry Fields forever
yes.
too. Okay. All right. My next one is Okay. I have two.
Okay.
Okay.
And you were saying something about my start.
No. It was funny that you needed a new start, but
it was the
same floss on the same fabric, just pushed 2 inches over. Not that your start was small. So okay, so this is Shores of Hakron Hollow, but like I wanted to start on Leap Day, so it would be a Leap Day start, but I knew I was not gonna have time to work on it yet. Right. So I started on that day, and then I'm going to next year incorporate getting the blocks done on a calendar that gets them done by Leap Day.
You're not gonna work on.
I might work on it a little bit this summer, but I'm not like.
Yeah.
Like I should start working on the frame stuff, but I'm also like, I joined 2 Leap Day styles because I really wanted to, but also like the nice thing about it is you have 4 years, so you can either do it on like a normal pace, or you can be like, I'm going to focus on it differently. Yeah. But the Shores of Hakron Hollow Leap Day style is hosted by Nancy, the Disorderly Stitcher. And it wasn't officially a Leap Day style. It was like officially just like a let's get it done in 4 years. But it was going to start March 1st. So I was like, well, I'll just start it February 29th. Mm-hmm. And then that lives in this fish bag that Fanny from the Soul Stitchers cross stitch store, Allison's bestie, made me, because she's also doing this style, but she's further than me. This is on 28 count wheat by, I worked out on my fabrics last night so that I would. This is on 40 count wheat by Fiber on a Web. But
I love this color.
You don't have to. It is nice to do the Hakron Hollows on a 40 count because of how large they are. But it is also makes it more difficult to do. And I'm wondering, like, should I just restart it on a 20 count 8-0? Would that make it?
Yes.
Like, should I?
For your own sanity?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I might restart it, but I love
that.
I love this fabric.
I know.
I just don't know if I could stitch this entire area of 40 count.
Well, considering it's a time situation. So even though you have 4 years, it will take you 8 to look at it.
Well, and I'm also doing another one.
Yeah.
So that's also on 40 count that doesn't have a start that's much bigger than this. Or maybe
40 count is so limiting because
maybe I just need to get
off
maybe I just need to get a table magnifier when we move and I get a more like a better stitchy setup. Maybe I just need a table, like not a magnifier you wear in your head that I eventually get a headache from.
Yeah.
But when you pull over your stitching, because the one that you wear is great for some things, but I still get a headache from it. Yeah. So it still is like limited time. I did 2, right? Yeah. Okay, your turn.
Okay. Oh. I say oh, and I'm getting excited about every single one, but that's a whip parade. That's pretty common.
Yeah. And that's what happens during a whip parade.
Yep. Okay. So this is one of the first ones I did after I stopped being a monogamous stitcher. So I think this is whip number 2.
We should keep this out for time pin.
Too. Yes. Okay. I see that now. Okay. This is Lori Holt. Is the designer. It is called the Quilted Witch, and it is on 28 count Witchell, which I hate.
We just are not Witchell people. We learned.
Yeah, and we could go into it, but we do it a lot, so I won't. But it's really, really cute.
Oh, it's so cute.
I think it is going to be super adorable.
Hi. Allison's husband's home, which is so exciting because now the dogs will be quiet.
Yeah.
Get back there.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Love
Bye.
you. All right. Let's see. 28 count Witchell, we hate. I don't.
It's Icelandic gray, I think.
Is that what it is?
I think
you gave it to me.
Yeah, I think it's Icelandic gray.
Okay. And then it's the Called for Demons.
I'm not gonna pull the.
And it's huge.
Yeah.
When I started it, I really thought it was going to be a lot smaller. I was like, I'll just knock this out. No, dude. Each one of these is like, it's 2 different colors and they're each in a different pattern. And look at that. Look at that.
It's so pretty though.
I know. It's totally worth it. I love it. It's going to be so much fun to pull out again. But I'm kind of saving it for like my fall moods. You know,
I may pull I'm wearing shorts because it's hot. But I don't want to my legs on camera.
Okay. This one is in this bag.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Isn't that pretty? I love it. So that was one I made myself. And my goodness, I love color. I love.
Oh, that's pretty.
I love color. I love like. I will do the monochromatic, and I enjoy that too. But a really good palette of just like bright.
A Carolyn Manning on a 16 count gridded that's like full coverage. I think you would just go to town.
I think I could do that. Yeah. Anyway, so. All right.
All right. Oh, this is my other. I put them together because this is my other Leap Day start. This is Waiting for Ships. This is another out of print Mirabilia pattern, but this is one I bought myself on eBay when I actually found it for like a good price for what this pattern goes for. Like this does not make the top most expensive patterns, but I just love her. She is on 28 count vintage pair by Lakeside Linen because it's just the perfect color. And she also got a very small Leap Day start of just like 30 stitches, but then I picked her up again for Mira May, so she got another 500 stitches. And I'm doing this as part of the Mirabilia 2024 Leap Day style. I'll put the hashtag here, but it was like basically if you started the month of March this year and you finished by Leap Day 2028, then you get entered for a Lady of the Flag drawing. But then we ended up with a copy of Lady of the Flag, so it's, but I still...
Are you going to do it?
I still want to finish it because I still want to be in the drawing.
Yeah.
But if I win, I don't know if I'll actually take it.
Yeah.
Because we found one and it's special. So.
And it's a great one, yeah.
But I want to do it. I love her. And she lives in my Golden Familiar Stitch and Go case, which is Art Deco Mermaids.
Cute.
And
don't you love it?
I love it. And I have not organized her floss yet, which I need to do. And I'm stitching her with this oval princess hoop. I love her. I just love all my Mirabilias, and I also love that I don't feel like they're like, I don't, it's like I want to work on all of them, but I'm not mad that they're not finished, like
sure.
I enjoy having them as whips, but when we were talking about like processor project stitcher, it's like, oh yeah, like if you were in a fire, would you save your whips or your finishes? And I think I would save my whips, which means I'm definitely a process stitcher.
Yeah. Like
once it's on the wall, it's like I love it, but it's not the same.
Yeah, I would save my finished pieces.
And Renee from the Golf Familiars has a Flosstube that she just launched. She has 2 videos out.
Hey.
And she is an Oklahoma
Go Okies
designer. Oh, I have been working on this a bunch, so I don't know why I put it so close to the bottom, but I'm glad it's in our first one because I'll be getting more.
Have I seen?
Yeah, so this is Una Owl by the Artsy Housewife.
Oh, you must have worked a lot on it.
I pulled it back out this week because what I decided is I want to enter it in the state fair.
Great.
I don't know if I'll get it finished, but I want to get it finished. I have a goal to get it finished. Because one of the categories is like animals, and I don't have anything. I'm like, but I could finish Una Owl. Because our goal for the state fair is just to enter as many things and as many categories as we can, not like how we do in it. So I just want to get, I looked at the categories and I was like, if I have any whips that I think I could finish that fit a category where I don't have anything, I'd rather get those done.
Let's get some participation ribbons.
Yes. So this is on 28 count Eureka by Fox and Rabbit. I'm using the call for flosses. Eureka is the call for fabric, but I don't know what the call for count is. And so I'm getting a little nervous that I might run out of some of the flosses. I'm using the called for. I just kitted up. And it was kind of before I knew which fancy flosses I liked and which ones I didn't like and stuff. So I probably would make some substitutions now, but I didn't at the time. And I'm nervous I'm going to run out of espresso. And so I'm trying to do it like kind of symmetrically so that if I run out of espresso, I can just sub in like a different brown from Stash. Because it's like, if I get the total head done, but then the body is in a slightly different color, it won't be like as big of a deal instead of buying more fancy floss. So since the last time you've seen it and you guys have seen it, I finished this flower and started the owl. So the owl I started like 2 days ago.
Nice. And
it lives in this bag by Ragtag Quilt Art with this really sweet little Teresa Kogut deer and scarves bag. It kind of reads as a summer, fall, and Christmas fabric to me. It's very funny because the scarves read as Christmassy, but the sunflowers and the wildflowers read as like late summer, or autumn. So,
I would say, yeah, late summer.
so I never really know what kind of project. I put every season of project in here, but this feels like an autumnal palette, so.
Yeah. We're going back to Christmas.
Oh, we're
Okay.
going back to Christmas.
Back to Christmas. Okay. This is Christmas and football. All right. So this is, it does not have a designer that I know of because it's an older pattern that was hand charted.
So the pattern for this was hand charted in like the 80s, and a woman is selling it, and Allison, like, at first thought it was copyright violation. Went back to her. We don't think it is now, but we're not exactly sure.
Because we don't really know who it was that made it. It was a friend of the woman who sold it to me.
And
a friend of the person's mother who sold it to me.
It just seems like it's one of those things where, like, who knows what happened in the 70s or 80s, and we'll never know.
It's a mystery, but it's unique, and I love it, and it's an OU Santa, and this is an OU household. I went there.
University of Oklahoma.
University of Oklahoma. I went there. That's my college. I got both my degrees there. Yep. Little plug for myself. This is as far as I've gotten. It is full coverage for the most part. I wanted to do it on the grid, so I am making it full coverage.
Yeah.
Because it's really just Santa and some toys. But I'm filling in the white. I'm gonna do it.
Oh, I bet you don't need to. You know what you could do is, like, do it and then wash it and see how you feel about it for a few days, and then if you don't like the grid showing around it, because the grid will be gone.
Yeah, but how gone? I've never done it.
Oh, I washed mine and it's gone.
It's gone. Yeah. Okay. We will see, because I don't need the grid to do white fill-in, so
no, yeah.
We'll wash it. We'll see how it goes. But I did not get as far as I wanted to during Christmas, but I want to pull this back out in July for Christmas in July. And just work on it some more. I really like it. After doing some full coverage recently, I remember why I was a full coverage only person for so long. It's a different feeling.
Yeah.
And it's really satisfying.
I like having both kinds of projects. I can't do only one.
Yeah. See, now I think I could, if I really decided to, I could probably pick this up and be like, you know what, nothing else. But let's mix it up.
Yeah. Well, also, like, when you did when you were a monogamous full coverage stitcher, you would have gaps.
I would. I needed breaks.
And now you stitch every day.
Yes.
For, like, I've stitched every day of 2024, and I think you have too.
I have a couple days where I was just like, I just can't. My brain will not do it. But for the most part, yeah. Last
year, I had a couple days where I didn't once I started. But this year, the days where I was really sick, I was like, let me just get a string in and let me just get a strand in and, touch base.
There were some days, man. Like, brain power is not available. Okay, and that one is going to live, or it lives in, okay, this is actually also a whip because it's going to live in this one. I just started doing the little motif things and I was like, I'm doing OU really big. Go OU. This is taking freaking forever. So I gave up on it for a while and I need to fill in that. And I don't even know how I'm going to get all this out.
Because it's so dense.
So dense, and I pulled it so, like, tight. This might be a total, like, scrap. Like, maybe just leave it like that and only let's restart on this side. But that's my whip bag that my Santa lives in. I'm calling it Oklahoma Sooner Santa. I don't know what its name is. I don't think it has a name. We don't know.
It comes from the before times.
It is, yeah. It is a unique, one-of-a-kind pattern, and I love it. Okay.
All right, so I'm going to show 2 more whips, and then we're going to wrap this video, the first half up, and then you guys will see us in 2 weeks. Well, you'll see us in a week for a Flosstube, but okay. So this is Lady Mirabilia. You guys just saw her at Mirame because she did get 500 stitches in Mirame. She has a few whip go calls this year one that I'm behind on, and 2 times she hasn't been called yet. So she's gonna get a lot of stitches this year. This is on 28 count Luna Moth by Stitch Me. And I'm stitching her in all the called for, and she lives in this blue I don't remember who does this scissor fabric, but this blue scissor fabric. Frankie's like out of his mind today.
Every time I have a whip out, he's like, this is where I'm going to sit. He had to jump over us to get to the whips. He could lay anywhere else. See? Stop it.
He's literally like sitting on her whip pile. I don't want to show you guys because I don't want to ruin the whole setup, but that's wild. All right, this is my last one for today. So this is one of my own patterns, but the pattern is already listed in my Etsy shop, so it's not really, I will use the photos of it when it's done on the pattern, but it's not really a model stitch because the pattern's already released. So this is Portugal #1 Pina Palace, and I started it for Allison's birthday as part of that. I started 2 whips for Allison's birthday, so this was one of them. And it's based on a photo I took in Sintra in Portugal of this palace, and I just love it so much. It probably will be the last model I do on 14 count. So part of me really wants to restart it on 16 count, and part of me is like, no, that would be insane because I just did this whole sky, so I'm not going to restart it.
Okay.
But I definitely feel like it. Look at all those yellows, though. It's so bright and cheery.
Yeah.
The palette's so pretty.
Yeah.
I love it. I just haven't gotten to it.
Yeah.
It's such a pretty palette. And I'm stitching it with the Duchess hoop. If I could get the hoops out of my bag and become a person that just picks up a hoop for a project, I could sell a lot of hoops. And it lives in this 805 stitcher bag, which is wonderful.
Really cute.
So that is... Oh,
one more?
Nope, that's my last one for this half. So
Great.
let me put this whip away, and then we will close out this video, and we will intro our next one so you guys don't get stuck with a 5-hour whip parade. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching the first half of our whip parade. A week from today will be our next Flosstube, and then 2 weeks from today will be the second half of our whip parade. So if you're only here for whip parades, go ahead and subscribe so you see the second one come up in your feed when that one comes out, because we have literally the same amount of whips to show in that one. And since our whips are mixed up, it's not like they change like styles or anything. So if you enjoyed these, you'll probably enjoy those.
Yeah.
If you made it to this point in the video, hide a number 1 or the word 1 in your in a comment because you made it through this first half.
And it was a journey.
Yes.
I'm sure.
If you're working on any of these whips, let us know.
Oh,
if you
yeah,
want to start
absolutely.
any of the things we talked about starting. If you're like, oh, I'd love to start that. Like, if you have any tips for any of these whips, if you finish them, we'd love to know. So just leave anything you want to share with us in the comments. And if you're not subscribed, we'd love if you stuck around and subscribed. It makes us really fun. Like, we love sharing our stitching, and we love watching other Flosstubers, and we love when you guys who watch us comment and tell us, you know, what's going on with you. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you soon. Bye, guys.
Thanks.